So to experience real independence, to experience real liberation, what we need, Anapanasati is the best way. And because when we observe our breath, we become thoughtless, right? When we become thoughtless, that means at that moment we forget our identity, our ego, our personality self, our we lose awareness about our roles that we play. When I forget that, oh, I am a businessman, I forget I am a spiritual teacher, I forget that I am Shreyans, right? And everybody else and everybody meditating forget who they are, right? We all forget about our own self. And when we forget about own self, our own identity, that is the time we drop all the resistance, right? Otherwise, as long as I feel, oh, I'm a businessman, I'm thinking about, oh my God, there's a business problem going on, this challenge going on. How do I resolve this issue? This legal case is going on. This income tax notice is there. So all these challenges always keep generates resistance, some form of resistance to all form of existence, right? So when we drop identity, we drop resistance. If I think, oh, I'm a spiritual teacher, oh, I'm just saying, oh, how many views I've got on social media, right? How many people are watching my program, right? So we again, oh, only this many people. Oh, I thought oh, this many people will watch. Yeah. So 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 again, even in there, the moment we have an identity, we generate some form of resistance, some form of we find some reason to generate some form of you know uh, non-acceptance to the current moment, to the present happening. So Buddha discovered that the best thing is stop thinking and end all your problems, right? And that's why meditation is a powerful tool to drop our identity, our ego, our personality self, and all our resistance. And once the resistance is dropped, the beauty is once the resistance drop, we experience when we lose our identity, we are actually not losing something. Because by losing our ego, we become aware. We realize that, oh, we are pure consciousness. We realize that aham brahmasmi. And that pure consciousness is permanent, is eternal. It is non-changing. It is non-attached with anything. No matter what we think that, oh, we have done so many crimes or so many bad karmas or so many past lives, but no matter in any moment, any situation, we have with us our pure consciousness, which is always with us, which is untainted, right? Which is the infinite source of happiness, which is Sat Chit Anand. And when you experience that state, then you are truly liberated. Why? Because now you're not looking to chase happiness outside. Because now you realize, oh, happiness lies within me. I am the fountain of that happiness. I myself is the source of that happiness. Then what is there to chase outside? Right? Otherwise, that is what we are doing. 7.9 billion people on the planet. What is all one common thing we are chasing? Oh, happiness, happiness, happiness. But we are conditioned to believe that what? Oh, happiness lies outside of us. Because nobody told us as a child, nobody told us that, oh, happiness is within you. As we started growing up more, we started believing that happiness is outside of us. Nobody ever told ki, oh, happiness is already within you. You don't need to depend on the friends or the family or your degrees or your job or your profession or your wealth or your house or your car for your true happiness. Yes, they can all give you pleasure, but then that pleasure is temporary. You get a car, the car of your dream, the dopamine rush is high for 2 days, 3 days. Then by the end of fourth day, the dopamine rush wears off. Now you're looking for something else now. Oh, something else will give you happiness. And we keep postponing our happiness. But the true happiness lies within us, which is pure consciousness. So once it's like when the wave realizes that it's an ocean, that's what Rumi said, right? You're not a drop in the ocean. You're the ocean itself. You're the ocean in the drop. So we realize, once we realize we are pure consciousness and we experience that state, it may be for 1 minute in meditation, it may be for 10 minutes. In a longer meditation, maybe you can experience that for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. But that once you have tasted that, once you have tasted the nectar of that freedom, that liberation, you never come back as the same person. Because now you know what you truly are. You know that you are that pure consciousness. You are that Satya Chit Anand. You are that Tattvamasi, right? That awareness is Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma, right? So, and then, and then when you know that happiness is within me, and I am the source of infinite happiness, which has nothing to do with anything outside, then all attachments to the outside things naturally start dropping away. Because you're no more chasing happiness outside. Because once you know happiness is within me, you don't need to chase it outside. And once you don't need to chase it outside, that means you're not dependent on your happiness for your car, for your house, for your relationship. And if you're not dependent, then then you become independent. That is true independence. Because now you're no more dependent. अब आप आत्मनिर्भर हो गए हो. अब आप अपनी आत्मा पे डिपेंडेंट हो, which is permanent. You're not dependent on anything outside which is impermanent, जो अनित्य है. You are dependent on something which is permanent, which is your pure consciousness. And that is liberation. That is true independence, where you're free. You're free from lifetimes of the chains that we have wrapped around us. Lifetimes of identities that we have constructed around us, and the more construct and then more constricted we feel. But once we break those chains, the and only way to break that chain is not by not desiring those things, by not by forcefully cutting down the attachment. It never happens. The more you try, the more you'll feel frustrated. The more you will not, now you'll fantasize about it, the dream about it. But the best way to achieve liberation, to achieve that detachment, or to achieve that freedom is by experiencing your pure consciousness. Because now you know this is the eternal source of happiness. Because it is a basic drive, it is a human nature, it is a very basic nature of a consciousness itself to be happy. Satya Chit Anand, it is our original nature. So, as a human being, we are all chasing that nature. We all want to be that happy because that is deep rooted. That is our original nature. But once we experience our original state, then we stop chasing outside. And when we don't need to chase outside, we drop our attachment because if it's I'm happy even if it's there, and I'm happy even if it's not there. That becomes a state of being. If good happens, good. If bad happens, still good. Because doesn't matter. I am anyways happy from within. And I'm not dependent on any happiness outside. And that is real liberation. That is true independence. So that is like floating like a that is being like a floating like a lotus leaf or like a lotus flower on the water. You are in the world, but not of the world. So in meditation, that's what we do, right? Otherwise, we are like a milk who get mixed up in the water, which is the world. The world is like a water. And we as Jivatma get mixed up with the world. And when you mix milk with water, it becomes one. It gets mixed up. But in meditation, from milk we freeze, we still our mind. We become like a curd. Water, the milk needs to become still to become a curd. And then from the curd comes the butter. Hmm? दूध से फिर मक्खन बन जाते हैं. And when once you become butter, once you become, अब जब एक बार मक्खन बन गए, then when you get mixed up with water, you are still floating in the water. You're still floating on the water. You still know you're in the water, but at the same time, you know you are pure consciousness. You don't lose your awareness of pure consciousness. You don't, your identity do not get mixed up with the worldly identities. No matter what role you are performing as a parent, as a businessman, as a spiritual teacher, but at the same time, you still know that, oh, this is only my role. I am pure consciousness. And that constant awareness gives you freedom, that liberates you, that makes all your roles non-serious, because now you know it's only a role, it's a temporary role I'm playing in this lifetime, in this moment of time, which is very temporary. एक पानी के बबूले की तरह है, like a water bubble. So what is there to be serious? Then the life becomes like a leela. Then everything is leela. Because now attachment, which is the maya, which is broken, now that is disappeared. That illusion, that maya is no more there. Now you know that I am that consciousness. I am that supreme consciousness, that pure consciousness. I am the spark of the same divine consciousness. And now you see everybody else also at that divine consciousness.